Hey guys, if you don't know me, my name is Trent Ty. I run a forge called Purgatory Ironworks. We do a lot of stuff on YouTube, and I was on Forged in Fire, first season, second episode, the Chakram. And had a question come through a few moments ago. Mr. Lynn asked, how in the world do knife makers make some money? Because he did some basic math to figure out what knife makers were making based on what they were charging for their knives. And he came up with the conclusion that we're not making a lot of money, and he thought this to be very unusual, because why would you do this if you didn't make money? Well, here's the deal. You are absolutely right, sir. And if more people took the time to figure out exactly what money is not made making knives, we probably would have a lot less beginning knife makers. So here's the deal. Your math is absolutely correct, sir. I'm a professional blacksmith. This is what I do for a living. Most of the guys on Forged in Fire are not professional smiths. They may be a master smith, but they're not professional smiths. They don't do it for a living, or they're retired. I do this full time, and I don't make a lot of knives. Here's why. In my shop, if somebody comes to me for a gate or a rail, our professional rate is $100 an hour. So if I spend 4 hours on a gate, it's going to be about $400. Now, here's the crazy thing. So if I do a knife like this is a slab handle knife, and don't worry about my fingerprints on here. This is made out of 1095. This piece has proper fit and finish, but this is about the most simple knife you can possibly make as a knife maker. This piece will be properly fit and finished, exotic wood on the handle, Cocobolo by the way, and there will be a leather sheath. So this knife takes me 4 hours to complete if there are no screw-ups. So right off the bat, if I don't charge $400 for this knife, I am not hitting my shop rate. Add your materials to that, and it's probably about $450. So how much do I sell this knife for? $250. So that means immediately I'm losing $200 out of what I should be charging for my shop. And that's legitimate. That's not being ugly about it. So in our shop, we don't do a whole lot of knives simply because I am not going to go up to somebody and say, look, it took me this legitimate amount of time in my shop to make this knife. I've got to charge you $450 for a slab handled knife. I am not that narcissistic, and I am not that famous. This is a $250 knife on the high side. Flat out and period. Anything else you're paying over that, you're paying for my name, which again, I'm not that famous. So for most knife makers, the answer is they don't make a lot of money. A lot of these guys, Robert Burns is also one of the gentlemen. I'm a big fan of Robert Burns. He does some incredible buoys. You know, he's making Damascus buoys, and these are $2,000-$3,000 pieces. He ain't making a lot of money because of the effort that goes into it. Now, there are some professional knife makers out there, but production is the key. They have shops that are set to production, and you know, there's really only two extremes of that. There are guys that do a lot of production knives, and there are guys that do the high-end art knives, but at that point, again, people are buying it for the name, not necessarily for the knife. Because in reality, once you get over about $200, it's a knife. This is designed to cut and stab something. When I teach my knife making classes, I love this. I go to the front of the class, I have 2 cardboard boxes. I will take out one of my $2,000 knives and I will stab one box. I will then pick up a stick off the ground, whittle a point on it, and stab the second box. And the question is, which box is more stabbed? Okay? So there's kind of a limit on what a knife can do. You know, it's not going to run out, fly around, kill somebody, and come back like a boomerang. It's a knife, it has an edge, it's going to cut. So the answer to your question, sir, is that a lot of knife makers don't make a lot of money. Whoa, good God almighty. It's Georgia, there's a lot of damn bugs down here, so you have to excuse me. So guys, again, that's the answer to the question. They don't make a lot of money. Unless you're Gary Fisk and selling knives for 60 grand a pop, you better have a day job, or you better be a blacksmith. So guys, thank y'all. Ms. Lynn, thank you for the question. Thank you for doing some basic math.